I've had this watch for around 4 to 6 months now, I believe. I really like this watch a lot. It has a lot of great features. Let's see if I can show you. It's the GW-M5610U, and you can see it denoted right there. It's made in Thailand. Says it right there. It's 200-meter water resistant, and something that makes this watch really special is it's solar powered. And if you see this, if you see this RCVD right there, that means it's been in communication with Fort Collins in Colorado. So the federal government sends a signal all around the nation from Fort Collins, and it helps update all of our atomic clocks. I personally spoke with somebody at Fort Collins about these watches because I lived in Florida at the time, and I was nervous that I wasn't going to easily get the radio transmission because Florida is quite far away. Same with New York. We're quite far away from the radio tower, so you won't always see this RCVD, but at least once a week you will, and that means at 2 a.m. in the morning, it was able to talk to Fort Collins, which is amazing. It doesn't say anything back. It's just a receiver on the watch, so it's not like a transmitter or receiver. It's a transceiver. It's just receiving signals only, but it still gets all the information it needs. And if you see here, there's an LMH. That stands for low, medium, and high battery. It's pretty cool. So it pretty much always stays on high. As you can see, my notch is next to high here. And it's a lot easier to keep the solar watches charged in Florida. I moved to New York to find out that it's just not very bright every day. But even in New York City area, it's still bright enough to charge this bad boy up. I think it only needs one charge every 3 months, which doesn't sound like much, but it's actually quite a bit for a solar watch, but it has so many different functions. Now this watch right here, one, it's much more expensive. This is like a $200, it's a $300 watch, 300 plus, so maybe 350. Oh no, I think it was 320. But anyways, this is a solar watch. It only needs 1 day of charge every 9 months. But then again, it doesn't have as many functions. It's just a watch. It just tells time and the day. I mean, it actually knows the year and everything too, because this will never get off. It will always be on the right day, no matter what, which is really cool. But anyways, back to another watch I have. The one that I'm reviewing for Amazon. This one's awesome. Another cool feature I like is the price. It's only like $100, $110. And let's see if I can show you the light. I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, here we go. It turned on. And so it's really sensitive. So when you move your wrist, it should turn on like that. And it won't turn on when it's too bright outside. I think it has a photo cell in it. You can also press this button right here and it'll turn on. And sometimes when you flick your wrist, like I'm gonna flick it right now, and it didn't turn. Oh, okay, there it turned. But sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it does. But it's just an amazing feature because you don't really actually want to be pressing this all the time. It has other functions too. So you can see here it says Saturday, and then it says it's 6/17/2023. The DL The DST, I think, stands for Daylight Savings Time. Let me turn this back on so we can just keep looking at it. I don't know what the LT stands for. I can't remember. I don't know what I can't think of what the PS stands for, or the P. But anyways, we'll just keep going about the stuff I do know. So this button's the adjust up here. This is a mode button, and this is the set button, and here's another set button. So this is minus, and this one's plus. So anytime you're ticking through numeric value, or that's what you want to call it, ticking through the numbers, this is the buttons you'd use. So I'm gonna go to a different mode here. Let's see, yeah, so they go to different modes, you hit the mode button. Now this is the world time. WT, it stands for world time, and I can tick through probably different world times. So this is London, Los Angeles, Denver, Beijing, and then is that Paris again? Let's see if I can find New York. Well, anyways, that doesn't really matter that I can't find New York right now. I don't know what's going on with it, but user error. But anyway, so, oh, you know what it is? I think it only switches back to the original time when you go to a different mode. So once you go to, let's go back to world time. So I have, I think, 5 different options that I can choose from at a time. So these are 5 placeholders. I have like 30 countries that I can choose from. Probably similar to this, but even more. So these are all different countries. But once I switch out of world time, I think it just takes me back to my regular clock. But we can test that really quick. So that's Los Angeles. And then, yeah, so when you click out of that mode, it takes you back to your regular clock, I think. Yeah. So it's just taking me back to 7:15. As you can see, it's 7:15 right now. And then let's see some other modes here. So we have the world time. Now we have alarms. I think I have 5 different alarms I can set. And a lot of them I turn off. Maybe P means it's on, I don't know. Oh yeah, it indicates right here whether it's on or off. Oh, the P stands for PM. So when the P is there, it's in PM. And when there's nothing there, we're in AM. So this just indicates whether it's AM or PM, which can be nice. You know, especially when you're setting alarms, you have to have that. So after the alarms, I guess there's different alarm settings, but anyways, let's see here. So there's a stopwatch setting. I can press go with this button here, and if I want to pause it, I press it again. If I want to clear it, I press this button. So that's pretty handy. It can last a really long time, so you can just keep going and going and going. Let's see if there's, and I don't even think I need to be on the stopwatch, and it can keep timing, keep time. And then we have this. This is a timer. So right now it's at 10 minutes, and I can just hit time, and it will start a timer. It's at 10 minutes. I was probably using it for cooking, but I also use it for other things like timing medications. If I need to take more medication or something, and my alarm goes off, I'll know it's already kicked in, and then I can figure out if I need to take more. But this is a lot more handy than you'd think. You could say like, oh, I just have a phone but I don't really like setting my phone alarm. I don't know, it just gives me anxiety, like having to fiddle with my phone after it's going off. With this, it just kind of goes off. It doesn't keep beeping endlessly, which is nice. And the price point on this is amazing. I love this watch. If you see the scratch here, it's actually not the screen. The screen's a little bit more scratch resistant than this. This is just a screen protector. Some people don't see the point in having a screen protector, but I recommend it for this just because it's like a DuraShock or whatever, durable watch. Doesn't mean the screen can't get scratched up. It's not a sapphire crystal, so you know it can definitely get scratched up. I did have a bull bar around this before, but I took it off. It's not really that necessary. It just looks cool, but some people find it goofy, so I'm a little bit too embarrassed to wear it now. But yeah, we can look at the back a little bit more before I stop the video. But this is a Casio. If you have the money, I would say just go for the one made in Japan, but this is just as good. This is probably the best value you can get out of any watch in total. Absolutely incredible watch. I highly recommend it. You can beat the hell out of this thing, and it'll still last. And there was actually a job before that I had where I needed this type of watch if I was going to wear a watch, because I was constantly going in and out of car hoods, and the watch would just get completely bashed all the time. I tried to wear this Seiko doing that, but these are really sensitive. One, their outside isn't like super durable. This crystal, it's not made out of sapphire. It gets scratched up. As you can see, there's a scratch there, right? Maybe I can zoom in even more. So you can see this scratch on it. So this isn't sapphire, so the crystal gets scratched. And also, it's not shock resistant at all. This is very sensitive. If you drop one of these, you're gonna fuck up the timer, pretty much. Screw up the timer. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have cussed on here. But anyways, you're gonna screw up the timer, or its ability to count. I don't know what mechanism you damage to make it not work correctly. Maybe I forget what it's called, but it's gonna be something in here. I call it a release or something. But there's something in here that goes back and forth really quick, and I think that's what kind of gets knocked out of position. Some of these more expensive watches that are several $1,000s are going to be shock resistant. This one's not. It's a great watch. The outside is very durable. You know, the crown is protected, but it's just not going to hold up to compare to something like this. So at work, I wear my G-Shock. At least depending on the type of job I'm doing. I have a white collar job right now, for the most part. So I'm not going out too much onto the field. So I don't wear this one as much, but I highly recommend getting this one. Another reason I got this one over the Japanese one, even though I could afford to get the Japanese one, is this red line. I just think it's really cool looking, and it reminds me of my childhood. I don't know. I feel like in the 90s, I saw something with this red line, a G-Shock. I'm pretty sure that's how the classic ones work. But anyways, let's see if there's anything else on here, like a water indication. I'm looking for water resistant. Okay, so here it is. Here is the water resistance indication. As you can see, it says 20 bar right here, right at the tip of my knife. It says 20 bar. That means 200 meter water resistant. Does that mean you can take it 200 meters? Maybe with this one you could, but that's not actually what it's indicating. So just because it says 200 meter water resistant, this one luckily doesn't, because that's inaccurate. It does say 20 bar, but that means the same thing. It's the same conversion. It's just 200 meter water resistant is very misleading. You don't actually want to take it 200 meters underwater, although I don't think any of you are, because we're not going that deep. You know, you need like an air tank and stuff. But this is going to be great for sports. You know, so going swimming. You might even be able to do water sports with this. So what I mean by that is I used to go water skiing, and although the you know, there's not a lot of water pressure per se, there is going to be a lot of water coming at you, maybe like 20 miles an hour or something, because when you're in a boat, behind a boat, and you're going slaloming, you're water skiing, when you hit the water and you fall, when you bust your ass, the water just comes at you like really fast. And maybe a watch like this wouldn't survive that. It might get shocked too hard, one, and also water could just get in. Although this one is like 100 meters water resistant. I think maybe it's 50 meters. Let's see if it indicates it here. No, so I think it just says water resistant. Let's see. Yeah, it just says water resistant, so I'm guessing it's only 50 meters, which isn't enough for any watch, pretty much. I still love this watch, but I cannot take it underwater. I believe this one has a much higher water resistance. I think it's also 200, but I don't know. You know, it could just be 100. 10 bar, so it's only 100. This is a much more expensive watch. It's a much nicer watch, but you know, it only has 100 meter water resistant. I still wouldn't want to take this underwater. It's going to be a lot more water resistant than this one. But I wouldn't take any of these underwater for an extended period of time. If I fall in a pool by mistake and I swim out, I'm not going to be worried. I still want to take an extended period of time. I could go scuba diving with this one all day, every day. Never worry about a leak. Ever with this bad boy. So yeah, there's my review. And again, this one is the GW-M5610U. Have a good one, guys.